So in section 1-9, it talks about how to insert a function. It tells you how to do it manually. There's date and time functions and a gazillion different ones. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to click in cell B15, which is down over here. And we're going to do the average, min, and max. Now, also you can do it from here. Average, min, and max. But the function up here, the fx, gives you all kinds of different things that you can do, as well as clicking on the formulas up here. Now, if average and min and max are not there, there's different ways that you can get to it. For instance, the reason why average is here is because I just used it a little while ago. You can go to most recently. You can choose it to all. You can also break it down by category, which, maybe statistical in here. So, or you could just go up top here and type in average. And notice there's average. So once you click on it, it tells you what you need to do. So basically saying, where do we want to make the average of? So this is, you see the function, figure 117 gives you the function itself. We clicked on average, and then we're going to do B4 to B12. Now you can click on this to collapse it, or if it's not in the way, you can just type B4 to B12 here. And make sure it's just B12. And then we'll click on OK. And it gives us an average of 120-222. So now we can do the maximum and the minimum. We can do it. There's several different ways that you can do it. Let's see which one it wants. So we're going to type in B16. We're going to type equals. And then as I start typing, the function itself is going to appear. So I'm going to type in MAX. And notice that everything that begins with MA is there. I'm going to go down to the max. Do not hit the enter key. You want to double click. And notice that it automatically put the left parenthesis in for you, but doesn't fill anything in. So then I'm just going to drag down B4 to B12. And let's see if we need to hit the parentheses. We'll find out real quick. No. But when in doubt, just put it. Now I'm going to do it a different way to show you something that you want to be careful of. Now I can type in min here and do that, but I want to show you something that you be careful of. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to use the auto sum drop down to use min. And look what it did. It went up here and then stopped because this is a blank cell here. So to fix that, just go and drag it down on your own, and that gives us the minimum. So there are different ways to do the same thing. Could have also gone to formulas and choose, I believe it's under more functions and statistical here, and it's all that stuff here. So there's millions of ways of doing the same exact thing. Do it the way that you feel is the most comfortable. So now what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of these cells over to here. So let's go and drag it using the fill handle. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to drag all the way over to 1/4. And we'll just copy cells. So that takes care of that. And I'm looking, everything looks accurate. So now we're going to switch worksheet views. So we're going to click on A1 to make sure we're there. And then what it wants us to do is zoom. So every time you click on the plus sign here, it is going to increase it by 10. But it wants us to go and choose zoom. We want to be 100%. And this is the same that you're used to. So let's click on 100%. And I may have clicked on custom by accident. So that's good. So let's go and click twice. That's 120%. So you can do the same thing, whatever way is your most comfortable. Now we're going to click on page layout view. So this is what actually looks like it's going to be printed to some degree. And let's go and go, and what it wants us to do is get rid of the grid lines and the ruler. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the ruler. So you'll see this will disappear. And then we'll get rid of the grid lines. So you can see what that looks like. I'm not a big fan of that. So you want to always have them, in my opinion. Then we're going to do page break view. So notice it's only going to stop at row 17. So we're going to drag down to 20. And let's see what it wants to say. We drag that down. Click on the page layout view again. And then we're going to put in the ruler and the grid lines. And then we're going to go back to normal. So we're going to notice this is around here. So you know what's going to actually be printed. And then I believe it wants us to put our name on it. So let me go into the next one. So in A20, you're going to type your name. And we're going to change it from portrait back to landscape. So let's go to page layout. Here's our orientation. Here's portrait. And then we change it back to landscape so you know how to do that. And then in the grid lines print box, if you want to print grid lines, you're going to put that in here. So that will actually print when you physically print it. So let's go to the File tab. And let's see what it tells us to do in here. And we'll go to Print. So you can see the actual grid lines are going to be printed there. So that's good. You know, again, you have to use your own judgment in here. So now we want to center it both vertically and horizontally. So we're going to go to page setup and margins. And all we need to do is click on these two boxes here. And that will center it. So you can see it's centered both horizontally and vertically. And then we're not going to print unless you want to print it. And that is everything for this video right over here. So then once you're done with this, you're going to submit it and hopefully get 100.